Ready to rock?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Peter Lindstrom, and I'm the chair of the Met Council Environment Committee, and I'm also on the council, so I'm represent District 10 in the Met Council. So welcome to today's public hearing for the Forest Lake Sewer Rehabilitation Project Draft Facilities Plan. We have a great event today. And so we're going to be covering a little bit about environmental services. We're going to go over the facility plan purpose, project problem statement, rehabilitation alternatives, recommendations, and next steps. Today we have with us Prataksha.
Yeah.
And we have with us Paul, and they are going to be doing the bulk of the presenting today. And let's see, I think I turn it over to you.
You've got the slide.
Yep.
5.
It's this one. Maybe you can just
Okay,
read
yeah,
that.
absolutely. Okay, so I will tell you about the subject for today's hearing. It is the Environmental Services Draft Facility Plan, and this plan outlines our recommendations for the Forest Lake Sewer Rehabilitation Project. The purpose of this hearing is to provide a project summary, explain the alternatives that were evaluated, and answer any questions that you may have. So again, the purpose of this public hearing is to summarize the proposed regional sanitary sewer improvements project and explain alternative approaches that we evaluated, answer any questions you may have about the proposed project, and receive your comments for the public record. And we'll advance the slide. So talking about ways to provide comments. Let's see, we're going to address them during the public comment portion of our hearing. And please include your name, address, and the organization you represent, if any. And in addition, we will be recording the proceedings tonight for our official public record. The transcription and video recording of the presentation will be posted on the project website in early January. So as we conduct this public hearing, there's just a few things I'd like to point out. First of all, anyone and all are welcome to provide comments. If you wish to speak, but you haven't signed in yet, please sign the registration sheet at the entrance to the room. We'll start with anyone who is pre-registered to speak, and I'll call on people to speak in the order which they signed in. We ask you to state and spell your full name each time you speak. Also, please include your address and the organization you represent, if any. Individuals will have 3 minutes to offer their remarks. Designated representatives of the groups will have 5 minutes. We also welcome written comments and will provide you instructions on how to submit them. We will also read into the public record any comments we have received prior to tonight's public hearing. And now I will turn it over to Prataksha.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Lindstrom. My name is Prataksha. I work at the Metropolitan Council in the Environmental Services Division. I'll start by providing a brief overview of the regional wastewater system and our service area and facilities. After that, our project team will provide an update about the planned improvements to the sewer facilities in the Forest Lake area. The regional wastewater system is run by Environmental Services, an operating division of the Metropolitan Council. This is a map of the 7-county Twin Cities metropolitan area. It is showing our wastewater service area and regional sanitary sewer facilities. The color shading on the map shows the areas we serve, basically the urban and suburban portions of the metro area. Each color shaded area corresponds to one of our regional wastewater treatment plants. Our wastewater collection system consists of approximately 640 miles of regional sanitary sewers, also called interceptor sewers, 61 pump stations, and over 200 meter stations. These sewers intercept the flow of wastewater from 110 cities and townships in the metro area and carry it to our 9 treatment plants. In addition, our communities operate more than 5,000 miles of local sanitary sewer pipes. The icons on the map indicate our 9 wastewater treatment plants. They treat approximately 250 million gallons of wastewater each day and discharge the clean water to the Mississippi, Minnesota, and St. Croix rivers. To put this into perspective, 250 million gallons would easily fill the Empire State Building each day. The wastewater from the Forest Lake area, shown in the red box on this map, flows to our Metro wastewater treatment plant in St. Paul. We're often asked how the Met Council finances the regional wastewater system. We build the communities connected to the system to pay for our operation, maintenance, and capital improvement costs. The cities, in turn, bill these costs and their local costs to property owners connected to their local sewer systems. About 60% of your sewer bill pays regional system costs, and about 40% stays in your community to pay for your local sewer system costs. The user fees that we collect are enough to fund our regional wastewater system without the need for tax dollars. We also do not levy special assessments on properties near sewer projects like we are discussing tonight. The projects have a broader public benefit, and so their costs are paid for region-wide. Now let's talk about the facility plan. What is a facility plan? It is a prerequisite for a portion of the financing on environmental services projects. It summarizes the current state of the existing wastewater sewer system, identifies the need for improving existing facilities, determines the potential environmental impacts of the improved facilities, and recommends a course of action. For the last several weeks, a paper copy of the draft facility plan has been available for the public to review at the Hardwood Creek Library and Forest Lake City Hall. An electronic copy of the draft facility plan is available on our project webpage on the Metropolitan Council website. We'll continue to have the facility plan available until 5 p.m. on Monday, December 2nd, 2024, which is the end of the public comment period. On the screen, you can see the various ways you can submit. It's not on the screen. We'll probably have the comment period come back in our slide towards the end. Do I need to read these definitions?
Not verbatim, but
Yeah, here's some definitions that are commonly used throughout the facility plan. I'm not going to read through them entirely, but just a summary. The wastewater sewer system is a system of underground pipes that carries wastewater away from buildings. An interceptor is a large underground pipe that makes up the regional sewer system. A gravity pipe carries wastewater downhill without mechanical assistance. A force main carries wastewater pumped uphill. A flow meter is a device used to measure the quantity of wastewater a customer sends to the regional sewer system. A lift station is a station or pumping station, and it pumps wastewater from low points to higher points. Status quo is defined as operating and maintaining the existing infrastructure as is. And then rehabilitation, whenever it shows up, is extending the life of the existing infrastructure. And now we're going to talk about the project. Yep.
Well, thank you, Natasha. Thank you for Peter. My name is Paul Herubin. I'm with Environmental Services. I'm the principal engineer stationed out of regional maintenance out of Egan. So the main project drivers here are, to maintain reliability in our system, preserve our precious assets. I mean, interceptor sewer is an asset, needs to be preserved. improve the operational flexibility, efficiency, and safety of this. So obviously, we want to make sure it's efficient for our operators to go out there and do the routine maintenance. And first and foremost, we want to protect the environment. I mean, this is a pristine area up here in Forest Lake, so we want to protect that. And as Patashka mentioned, I mean, there's 640 miles of interceptor in our system. And this project will rehabilitate about 2 miles of that. And so we strive to maintain, first-class interceptor service to everyone. So the project area of Forest Lake includes the city of Forest Lake, as well as the neighboring community, the city of Columbus. So everything from the city of Forest Lake comes in, mostly along Headwaters Parkway. There's a city connection right there. That's where the Columbus system comes in just a little bit north of there. But all that comes in and then it flows to the south and eventually makes its way to the Metro plant, as Patasha described. So a little history on this pipe. So this pipe was built back in the early 1970s. It's made out of reinforced concrete. The condition of it, the Met Council assesses it. They go out and inspect periodically, and their inspections are indicating that the pipe's in pretty poor condition, which can be expected of a pipe that old, made out of concrete. And this project will rehabilitate about 11,000 feet of this 36-inch pipe. Extends from Headwaters Parkway all the way down to 180th Street, which is the Hugo line. And we're also going to replace 6 maintenance access structures and rehabilitate the other 22 maintenance access structures. So the root problem here that we're trying to resolve is, we've got aging infrastructure that's degrading, and it's part of our asset management program to rehabilitate this pipe. There's also a significant amount of sediment in this pipe. It's accumulating and it's even beginning to calcify. So it's critical that we remove that sediment and improve the flow characteristics. And this interceptor is located in a lot of environmentally sensitive wetlands, this pristine lake area up here. So we want to make sure we rehab it in the most environmentally friendly way. So part of the facility plan process is to evaluate several alternatives. You want to come up with the most optimal solution to our problem. So one option, of course, is to do nothing. That's an option that's always evaluated in a facility plan, and sometimes that is the best option. But on this project, we also evaluated state-of-the-art rehabilitation methods, such as cured-in-place pipelining, slip lining, maintenance access structure rehabilitation, which could include cured-in-place, or include inserts. And so for this project, we went with the rehabilitation. Another thing that's evaluated is non-monetary impacts. So the criteria that was evaluated for this, either being the status quo method or the rehabilitation, was operability, maintainability, implementation, environmental impacts, constructability, and in the end, we went with the rehabilitation. So the overall project goals here are to increase the operational lifespan of the sewer, because this sewer is reaching the end of its operation life. Want to improve the flow characteristics. That just makes things run more efficiently. And want to minimize environmental risk. We are in a very pristine area up here, lakes. And the overall schedule is, the preliminary design through final design will occur from 2023 through 2025. We're currently at about maybe 60% design. And then construction, we anticipate will be 2026 through 2027. Construction will be done in phases, so it will take a while. So the different methods that we looked at for rehabilitation is, we went with industry standard methods, so we're not being pioneers here. We're going with, tried and true methods that have worked for the council and for other large utilities nationwide. So cured-in-place pipe, as you can see from the photo there, that resin bag gets lowered down through the manhole cover into the pipe, gets pulled for the length of the pipe, then it gets inflated by air, so it will comport to the inside of the host pipe. And then once it's tight, then it gets cured. And the curing method might be steam or ultraviolet, depending on which one's most cost effective. And that same method can also be used in manholes, or it should be maintenance access structures. So basically, it'll conform to the inside of the structure, and it'll be cured. Another method for rehabilitating maintenance access structures is through inserts, fiberglass inserts. So those inserts, as you can see on the bottom picture there, inserts will get lowered down into the maintenance access structure. It'll be put in place, and then the annular space behind it will get grouted in. So there you form a nice, tight seal, because one problem with maintenance access structures, you get a lot of infiltration can come in through there. Over time, that adds up a lot of extraneous flow that ends up at your wastewater plants. So these are the primary methods that we looked into. An important aspect is temporary conveyance, because a project of this magnitude, of this type, requires that pipe be thoroughly cleaned, and it needs to be dry throughout the process when you're doing this. And there are millions of gallons of flow come through here 24/7, 365. Wastewater doesn't sleep. Wastewater doesn't take a day off. So we have to convey this temporarily. So what we do is a pumping system gets set up just upstream of the work area that we're working on at that phase. It gets you'll have multiple pumps there. We'll pick up that flow as it comes in. It'll get pumped through temporary conveyance pipes laid along the surface, as you can see in that top photo. And then it'll be discharged at a location downstream of the work area. So that water will go through seamlessly. Everything is performed in stages, so that way it makes the project more workable. Plus, we got to work seasonally because we want to utilize winter for areas where we need hard ground. And it is a redundant system, so if something goes, so if one of the pumps fails, we've got there's two pumps there. They're working in tandem, and two pipes as well. And they'll be it's monitored with alarms, so the contractor, they'll be tended 24/7 by the contractor. Coordination. Projects of this magnitude requires quite a bit of coordination. So we've already been meeting with the city of Forest Lake. They're aware of this project. We've discussed potential conflicts with the traffic control with them. We've also met with the city of Hugo because we might have some traffic control concerns right at 180th Street where the project ends. Rice Creek Watershed, we're going to be engaging with them soon. And then, of course, Washington County will be involved. So there's quite, we need permits to this project. We'll work on that phase of it. And then there's also some underground utilities that we've already met with the respective utilities on this project. So we have a pretty good feel. There aren't a lot of utilities here, but there are some. Most of them are in the Headwaters Parkway. We've dealt with that. So total cost and rate impacts. So for this project, we are going to be seeking Public Facilities Authority loans. It's a federal type loan paid out over 20 years. And the primary mechanisms we use for paying these loans come from two funding sources. Either the municipal wastewater charges. This is the portion of the Met Council bill that you see on your sewer bill. And also through the sewer availability charge, or the SAC. That's a one-time charge for new connections. So as Pratasha discussed earlier, the cost of our projects get distributed amongst the whole system. And we expect this project to be in the neighborhood of $12.35 million. So that'll get distributed amongst the whole system, not just the city of Forest Lake, not just the landowners that live adjacent to this project, but the whole system. And our amortization calculation suggests that it'll be about 40 cents per year per resident for this project, and then about $16 per year for any new connections that occur. So that's the way the project is financed. So for next steps, I will let Pratasha come back. Was that you or? Oh, Peter, all right. Sorry.
Tag them together.
Open up the hearing.
Yeah.
Well,
Open up for questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paul, Protashka. Excellent job on the presentation. I would now like to open it up to the public hearing attendees for your comments and questions on the draft facilities plan. And as a reminder, just remind folks to state and spell your full name each time you speak. Also, please include your address and the organization you represent, if any, for the record. Did we have anybody pre-register or anything like that?
Online.
We had no comments to date, so.
No comments to date. Okay.
Is
All
anyone
right.
in the Zoom meeting?
No, this is just to be recorded.
Oh, okay, so the people aren't joining. Okay.
And there's still a couple more slides, but
Should we open it up for public comment right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Betty, anything you'd like to say? I'll then ask a question just to get the conversation going. So if you are a resident, if you live near the area, or you just live in Forest Lake, what's the very best way to stay on top of what's happening with this project?
well, there is a website. And I think as construction dates become closer, I think we send mailers out to people that live within, 1,000 feet of project area?
Yep, just within the impacted project area, and then they can sign up for email and text project updates that
Yep.
send out regular, typically monthly updates about construction or as needed more frequently.
Are people able to hear what you just said? Or can you repeat what she just said?
Oh, you'll have the opportunity to sign up for text messaging, to get messages monthly. And you did get a mailer, so anyone that lives within 1,000 feet of the project gets a mailer.
And newsletter also, you said?
Just email or text updates, so those are just the project updates, and then, yeah, mailings as needed for direct impacts, or just letting folks know when construction is getting going.
And there is a website too, but I think the text messages are probably a better way of staying notified, I think, as things get close. And this project, we don't expect construction to start till probably January, February of 2026. So we're a ways off. So that's why we like getting in front of things early.
Yep, we would likely hold a pre-construction open house or just do a virtual presentation and share that information that way ahead of construction starting, so they have the very detailed information about construction timing and impacts.
And then the public comment period is open until December 2nd. So the library, the email, text, telephone lines are all
Yep.
open until December 2nd. Final call.
So lots of ways to stay in touch on this project. That's fantastic. Betty, going once, going twice. Everybody has to take a cookie on their way out. All right, we will close the public hearing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.